another official duty I have is presenting our next presenter. It's the only award show that has presenters for presenters who will present somebody else. But I'm never mind. This man, if you go to the movies, I like knowing that there's somebody in the movie that I can depend on that's going to be good whether the movie stinks or not. This is one of those actors who he's been an Oscar nominee. I think you know who it is. He was Cher's fiance briefly in Moonstruck. He was an Oscar nominee for Do the Right Thing. He did City Hall. He was Jack Ruby in Ruby. He was in The Purple Rose of Cairo. He's been on stage in Gemini, House of Blue Leaves. He won the LA Drama Critics Award for Hurly Burly. He was in The Floating Light Bulb. He's an Emmy winner, a Golden Globe nominee, 7 Broadway shows, over 75 films. But get this, his first album in 2006, I Just Wanted to Hear the Words, debuted number 4 on Billboard's traditional jazz charts. Yes, exactly. And his next album, to be released July 22nd, is called Live from Atlantic City. He's on YouTube doing Besame Mucho with rapper Hassan. And it's had over 70,000 hits. I could go on, and also just let you know, he wants me. Please welcome Danny Aiello.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Some of these days, you're gonna miss me, baby. Some of these days, you're gonna feel so lonely. You're gonna miss my hugging. You're gonna miss my kissing. You may even miss me, baby, when you're long gone away. Well, I hope you feel lonely. And you want me only 'cause you know, baby, you've always had your way. Say, baby, when you leave me, you know you're gonna grieve me. You're gonna miss your tall, thin Danny some of these days. Thank you. We have all this cabaret stuff happening. I just thought I'd put a little saloon voice in there. And I would like to thank Daryl Kojak for my being here. I don't know who the hell he is, but everyone seems to be thanking him. I am absolutely terrified. I have celiac, meaning I can't drink, so I haven't had a drink. I'm anti-drug, so I'm not on drugs. So what you're seeing up here is Danny Aiello with no hope. I'd like to take this opportunity to really give the real reason why I'm here. It's going to be very difficult reading this light. I'm here to present Linda Amiel Burns with an award. Thank you. She deserves that. Linda Amiel Burns has had a lifelong love affair with cabaret and the musical theater. In 1977, she founded the Singing Experience, workshops and performance technique for people who want to explore their potential, discover their hidden talents, and gain self-confidence through the magic of music. Since that time, thousands of people of all ages and all walks of life have taken this remarkable journey. Julie Wilson says this is the best cabaret performance workshop there is. Peter Levy of Cabaret Scenes called Linda the best teacher. For the past 10 years, she has produced and starred in the Singing Experience cable TV show on MNN and RCN. Over the years, the Singing Experience workshops have received extensive coverage in the print and electronic media, including Charles Osgood's CBS Sunday Morning with Bill Geist, and most recently the subject of a profile by David Finkel of Backstage. Now, in addition to conducting over 400 workshops, Linda has directed, written, and booked hundreds of award-winning acts and reviews in New York, with the exception of me, and in cities throughout the country, and is a sought-after director and vocal coach. Now, Linda's interest in the American popular songbook started in her childhood. Her father, Jack Amiel, owned two famous restaurants in the Brill Building, which was the center of the music business. The Turf and Jack Dempsey's were the restaurants that he owned. She met many of the Tin Pan Alley legendary songwriters and publishers and began collecting sheet music, learning and performing their songs. And Linda, the Amiel family, I'd like to say something very personal about them. It was an absolutely fantastic family that I had the pleasure of meeting over the years, breaking bread with, sitting down, having dinner, lunch, breakfast with. I loved them as if they were my own family. Linda I've known now for about 25 years. And of course, Linda's cousin, Joe Amiel, he's a restaurateur himself. He owned the Symphony Cafe. Yes, you can do that. And he also was the owner of the Old Mill Inn down on the Jersey Shore, which is a landmark place. A restaurateur, no question. Of course, there's her brother, Joe Amiel, another Joe. Joe Amiel's a famous attorney and a great novelist. He's sitting at the table with Linda right now. And I would like to say something on behalf of the wonderful, wonderful person who has just passed this life and went on to better things, his Aunt Sally. That would be Linda's Aunt Sally. Linda, God bless you. I know if you were watching Linda right now, you would be very excited. But I would like to also indicate something that all of you might not have known, and I want to pass this information on to all of you. Jack Amiel was tantamount to what Toots Shaw was a long time ago, and what Sherman Billingsley might have been at the Star Club. This particular man, Jack Amiel, was a very famous person, but she was too embarrassed to say this, but I think I will. Being that the Kentucky Derby has just passed us by, I want all of you to know that Linda Amiel, along with her father, Jack Amiel, and the Joes and the Sallys, in 1951, they had a horse that was called Count Turf, and it won the Kentucky Derby. I love that family so much. And let me say this before I go, before I present this award to my dear, dear friend who I love tremendously. She was instrumental in getting me out there to begin singing. I never had guts enough to do it until I was privy to seeing this singing experience in person. I went to about 4 or 5. I didn't perform myself. I simply didn't have the nerve to get up and do it. As an actor, it's quite different. You have words, you read them, you're a character. If you stink, you blame it on the character. But when you get up there, when you're getting up there and doing what cabaret people do, that takes a lot of guts, and unfortunately, I didn't have it until I was exposed to what Linda Burns does, Linda Amiel Burns does at the singing experience. I saw people who had never performed before, not as an actor, not as a singer, get up and do this, and it was extraordinary. Some of the people that I saw went on actually to become Broadway people who actually went on and became singers on Broadway and in cabaret. It was an extraordinary thing. Now, it was subliminal at the time for me, but as time went on, someone asked me to make a record, and so help me God, I was asked many times, but I never ever wanted to do it until I was exposed to the singing experience. And I said, well, if these people haven't done it, if these people can get up and done it who have done nothing, you know, in the business, I certainly can do it. So I have 2 more albums coming out, and I blame that directly to my dear friend and the MAC Award winner, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Burns, Amiel Burns.
Danny's the real thing. He is a major movie star, but he's like a real guy. He has great values, he loves his family, and we could all have an inspiration. Danny's never let any of this go to his head, so he's just like the guy I met at the Improv many, many years ago. Love you, Danny, thank you. And I want to thank my cheering section. All of you have come out for me. I have 125 people here, and of course I know most of the other cabaret world. So I'm honored to accept this from the MAC Board of Directors who represents the community, the cabaret community that I love so much. My whole life, you know, I thought to myself, my thrill is to watch people open up through song, to find themselves, to sing with joy, to sing with confidence, because we all have songs inside us screaming to get out. However, sometimes I think if I had chosen another profession and worked for 30 years, I'd be rich by now. However, I feel like a very rich woman tonight. There's so much love here. And I'm so lucky to have such support and so many friends here. So it's fabulous. And I just don't want to bore you with a lot of thank yous because I really try to thank the people in my life every day. So I'll just make one general to all the music directors, the videographers, all the people, the club owners, managers that I've worked with all these years. To all the people, the members of the New York Sheet Music Society, I've been president 10 years. To the thousands of people who have taken the singing experience, joined my family and never left. And to all the people who trusted me to direct their acts. A lot of you are here tonight, and it's really an honor to direct people's acts. Thank you very much. But there are two very special people, you know, that I just want to acknowledge. Many of you don't know this, but in 1977, when I began the singing experience, I had two little children that I was left to take care of. I was a single mom, and we had some rough times. And sometimes I think, oh, how was I going to get through? But I look at their little faces, and I said, they gave me the courage to go on. So I want to thank my beautiful daughter, Liz, who's here, who's going to spend a year in Africa. I didn't raise a princess. She's going to live with the Maasai. I love you, Liz. And I couldn't have a better son than Jason, who just married a beautiful girl named Shannon. I'm now a mother-in-law. And I want to thank all of you who've helped me find the song in my heart. And when anybody calls my machine, for the last 30 years, this is how I closed. Some people say keep trucking, but I keep saying, keep singing, everyone. Just keep singing. We'll all get through. So thank you. It's just been great.